What's up, guys? It's your boy G-Max. Hopefully do we have audio? Hopefully. Let me just check. I think we do. We're back. It is the final round for the Dominus Gaming GT3 series, and we're on Nürburgring, the GP circuit. It's round 8, and it's actually pretty close. So Eddie's actually done some calculations for us on where things stand. We're coming into the last couple seconds of qualifying. Eddie?
Hello, hello.
Here. Well, you should be here.
I hope I am here. I am where I am.
Okay, I'm just putting on my headphones. I forgot I can't use speakers for this.
Well, I am here. Am I live?
Yeah, you're live. Everything's fine. Your
Oh.
side.
So, let me quickly give you a rundown of how this could end. Our league leader, TK Raptor, sitting in 5th. If he finishes 5th, he will win the league, regardless of who finishes ahead of him. Ulti, on the other hand, sitting in pole, needs a win, and I hope that TK Raptor finishes 6th or lower for him to win the league. Where it heats up really is for 3rd place in the league. We've got Alan back racing again this weekend, or this race. If Alan wins, he will get 3rd place in the league, unless this man, Grinchmeister, can get a 4th place finish, or Etienne Kleb can get a 3rd place finish. So all to race for still for those 3 money-paying positions.
A lot of money-paying positions. So everybody basically going to be scrapping it out here. Any kind of incidents, spins, technical difficulties, if it happens here, there's no redeeming yourself after this. So everything on the line. I'm excited. We've done multiple races here. Not quite 8 that we've managed to stream. I think we've got 7 of them.
Yeah, we streamed 7 of the 8 races.
But most importantly, it's the finals, and we've got those for you.
It comes down to the final. I mean, for the top 3 positions, there's realistically still 5 people in the running. And if all 5 of them manage to crash out, it's just open season for anyone.
That's what we want. I mean, we're coming 5 seconds left of this little qualifying screen that you'll see here. Then we'll get the final standings coming up on the screen. And then we'll basically be going to the grid. Once we're on the grid, there's 2 minutes of time for the drivers to set their pit strategies, as per every other race. 15 seconds of mandatory pit time. Whether you want to change fuel or tires, it's up to the drivers. A very quick pit screen, actually, while I was just chatting through there. I mean, now we're on the grid. At least, well, we've
got a minute or so before things start jumping.
Okay, so I mean, if we run through our grid positions here, Ulti and pole, Spammers second.
Sorry, I'm looking at Spammers at the moment, so let me just swap that. Yeah, Ulti pole, Spammers second, Alan 3rd, Etienne Kleb 4th, TK Raptor 5th.
Can you run through the? Can we go through? Can we try this through the cars? See if it works.
Ulti. There's Jan Spammers for second.
Spammers second.
We've got
Alan in third.
Etienne
4th. Mr. TK Raptor in 5th. Grinchmeister 6th. Pole in 7th. Opium in 8th. Mr. Chucky in 9th. Mr. Camo in 10th. And Hildebrandt in 11th. What a lovely view of the grid. And to have spent so many weeks watching these guys race, absolute privilege. They've put in the time, they've put in the hours. It's not an easy game to get right. And these guys will be racing today for 30 laps. What's that, round about an hour?
That's just give or take an hour.
An hour of racing coming up. So it's...
The guy to keep an eye on is, we're on board with him now, Alan. He's not participated in the most races, but he's done so well in the races he did participate that he's got a clear shot at 3rd place in the league. All he's got in front of him is Ulti and Spammers standing in the way of I think it's a 500 Rand prize that he wins.
Yo.
Just get to that monies again.
Oh, we are live on the grid. The engines are revving up here. The game is syncing.
We are going
Grid
to
is
ride
live.
with Jan Spammers as the race starts.
As the race starts, and it's a go, go, go for our final race here, Nürburgring GP circuit. And look at
With a terrible start. Spammers.
terrible start. Oh, big incident at the back between Camo and Hildebrandt as well. Both drivers coming away though.
Going
So,
to the first corner.
looks
Ulti
like
losing out to Spammers and Alan. Alan going very wide though.
He does go
As
very
the
wide, and I
pace
think it's
coming out
given
of the corner.
Spammers a nice little bit of space here to pop his nose into first, but he goes wide and gonna maybe give Alan the inside line here. So Alan
Alan takes the lead.
takes it.
as
Ulti might
comes
just follow
for
through.
second,
No,
but
I don't think Spammer's gonna hold his line on the inside and prevent Ulti from getting anywhere.
it's TK Raptor has lost out one position on the start. I think it was to Pole. Pole seems to have had a massive start.
Yeah, so I mean, off the bat, all the drivers looking like they're still with us here. I can't see anyone that's dropped out completely. I don't see
everyone's still
Hildebrandt actually.
racing.
No, Hildebrandt isn't there. I see Camo at the back. So Hildebrandt must have had a bit of an incident. He's still in the race.
There's
Yeah,
Hildebrandt.
he's still here. Yeah, and Chucky there with him as well. So both of them perhaps having not the best start there. But who has had a good start is Mr. Allen from third position into pole, and now being chased down by Jan Spammers and Ulti respectively. Pole also very close behind them, followed up by Etienne.
Ulti, I think, goes through to take that second spot.
Oh, he does.
Spammers going very wide into the corner. Oh, let me just get our map and everything back on here so you can see where we are. Ulti now in second position, but Ulti needs to win this race. I mean, the only chance he has of winning the league is
to finish first. Yeah, and
he has to win.
He has
all
to
or
win,
nothing
and he has to keep TK Raptor from getting anywhere near him, and he can't
TK
really control
currently
that.
in
So
seventh position as he loses out to Grinch.
he does. Grinch slides right past him. Etienne just in front, so next in his line of sight. But TK Raptor, a man not known to give away positions, will be on the hunt, will be on the chase, and that Ferrari and Lamborghini will drag it out on the straights.
He needs at least a fifth position to secure this league. Anything lower than that is gambling.
Oh, we see
doing
Camo
a
spin
bit of a
out.
spin for us.
Gonna get Hildebrandt
As I
a
jump back to
position
the front.
through.
Ulti has caught up all the way to Allen, and like I say, if Ulti manages to get past Allen, that seventh place TK is in at the moment won't be good enough for to win the league.
Yeah, well, lap 2 only. TK Raptor, we haven't seen him stay in 7th or anything under 5th position for very many laps, so he'll be on the hunt, he'll be on the chase.
He's a prolific passer. We've seen through the whole league.
He's passed
The
everybody
previous race,
multiple
he
times.
went to the back of the pack and still
From
managed
10th to
come through.
1st, yeah. Oh, it's 2nd. Was it? Did he finish 2nd or did he come 1st? It was 1st?
Yeah, he finished second.
It was only in our last race that we had that epic race from Mr. Etienne.
Yes, that is true. Etienne won that, and TK Raptor came. TK Raptor, did we finish that race if I remember it correctly?
He spun out on the second last corner. He didn't. He did finish though. I'm pretty sure. Ulti is so close here
Ulti
to
goes
Allen.
in
He's
for
gonna
the move.
dive out, and nice little slipstream coming in. They're gonna have the inside line.
Through the Schumacher S. Oh no, that's not the Schumacher S. I'm talking about. My bad.
Not just yet.
But does he sew it up going into the hairpin? Bit of
Still gonna
bumping.
stay on the inside, but Allen looking very quick on the exit. There is gonna just give Ulti the boot and defend his first position for a little bit longer.
You can see there in the rearview mirror, Paul and who's that, Spammers, just behind this fight.
Yeah, I mean,
Ulti
Paul's
race
done very well
still.
for himself. He's up into 3rd, so getting past Jan Spammers there.
Seem
And
to have
also a
lost
man.
somebody, I think Opium might have retired. I don't see him in the...
Oh, Allen going very, very wide there. Ulti looking if he can capitalize on this. Is going to start getting a little bit closer. Holding that nice slipstream behind the Mercedes. And forcing Allen to try and make a mistake. And that's one thing that we've seen is Allen is a very clinical racer, not known to make mistakes. And you can
Allen
see
is near unbeatable in my opinion. See, even here, he knows exactly where to put his car to put Ulti on the back foot through the corners.
Yeah, you can just see that Audi of Ulti just diving around, trying to look for some space
He's got the
wherever he
though,
can.
coming down to the Dunlop curve. This will lead into the flat out section of the Schumacher S's. So if you've got your car set up correctly, this next section of left hand, right hand is completely flat out. Have a look as Ulti keeps it plant. No, he lifts a
little bit of
coming
lift,
through.
but still finding the flat foot eventually. Very nice racing coming out from both these gents. What's happening a little bit behind the pack here?
Just having a look. Let's jump to Raptor.
Currently
He's still
still
got
in 7th, so
everybody
Grinchmeister.
kind of stacking up behind what it looks like young spammers.
We've had this before as well, haven't we?
I think every race we've had a bit of a cork in the bottle or somewhere along the line. Remember Marius Skuman causing havoc for guys.
Correct. That's who it
last
was.
week.
It wasn't spammers. It was Marius Kuman.
You see,
And Etienne's getting very close to Paul. Gonna have the inside line. Is gonna try and make it stick, but
that Ferrari's
was that
got
a little
much
down?
top end.
Was that a little downshift coming out from Paul?
That Ferrari is just so quick in a straight line. Etienne going to try dive up the inside. I think he's got this.
I think he does. Paul though looking very tidy as well. So nothing yet given up.
Etienne's got
Etienne's
the
still gonna hold the
line.
inside.
Coming
Yeah,
through
so
the
gonna-
Mercedes arena.
I think he's closed it. I think he's closed it. He
managed to
has.
get that
Nice
through.
pass coming out from Etienne, but Paul looking to respond and gonna dive towards the inside, but Etienne closes the door on him, defends his position, holds on to 4th.
If Etienne can pass spammers in front of him, Etienne will jump into the 3rd place in the league, regardless of if Alan wins. So
Well, Grinch
he's
is
gonna
actually
need to get
also
this
making-
one more position.
Grinch is actually
Yeah.
making nice position on both of them as well. So just
As-
nice to just
as
see
things
everybody
stand now,
racing.
As things stand now, Raptor would win, Ulti would be 2nd, and Alan would be 3rd, unless Etienne can close this, nearly a 2nd gap he's got to spammers in front of him.
Wait, are you saying that as it stands now,
As it stands now, yes.
TK Raptor will win?
Yes.
So 7th is
Because
fine.
Ulti needs to win this,
Yeah.
the league. We
I
jump
thought
to
TK
Ulti
Raptor had to get to
as-
5th position. Oh, Alan.
If Ulti, Ulti now taking the lead off Alan, but if
Oh,
Ulti
Alan's
wins,
not
Raptor
letting him have
needs
it, though.
fifth position.
Okay, I see.
Alan's not going to give up the fight though. Coming in. Oh, big knock from the two of them. Let's hope,
I think Ulti
let's
gonna
hope
give the
Ulti didn't
position
get
back
any damage there. No, he's gonna keep that inside line. Let's see if this Audi can out-drag the Mercedes coming down the main straight.
Oh, look at them.
That Mercedes.
That is a photo.
wet.
That is a photo worth seeing, and you just see everybody up behind them. I mean, look at Jan Spammers. He's trying to tuck in. He's trying to capitalize on this little bit of action. Ulti locks up a little bit. Alan runs wide, and Jan Spammers looks to take it very nice and clean. So nice driving coming
But
out to
Alan's
put this
not
down
given
his
up.
gap.
He's
No,
still on
he's
the
not.
inside. Oh.
I think
There's
Ulti's just
just
got a
a bit
a
of a
tiny little bit of
nose.
length, and he's going to have the inside into this next corner here. So
Alan running a bit wide. This is going to cost him. Spammers right behind him.
yeah, look at Spammers. He's just capitalizing on everything. Opium is here in the chat, not the way he wanted to end. Unlucky brother. Let us know what happened down there. We'd love to know. Thank you for racing throughout the duration anyway. Sad to see you not finished.
The two guys we see ahead of Spammers here, both of them need a win to even to move up in the league. Alan needs a win to get 3rd. Ulti needs the win to possibly win the league.
I mean, it's pretty crazy that Alan has raced in so few races, and if he wins here, could jump up to
In
3rd.
every race that he's raced, he's had a decent finish.
He has.
from winning to podium places, and that's how you win
Points
these,
playing positions, yeah.
Yeah, you've got to place high to finish high. Ulti's
Oh,
starting
this
to
is
pull
still
little
such
bit
a
of gap.
nice view coming out. Look how many cars we have all bunched up together here. Everybody's still just hanging on to one another. We do see a couple of back markers he will get to a little bit later, but right now this is where the action's at. On board with Etienne coming into the chicane here. Gonna have a little look towards the inside of Jan Spammers. Is making up a little bit of space. Still gonna have the inside. They're getting close. Etienne holds on to it.
Bumpy.
They both have the same cars dragging down the straight here, and it looks like Etienne gonna just get a little bit wide. Their pole is gonna dive over. Etienne's already made his move there.
Spammers losing out 2 positions there. But this plays into Etienne's hand.
Oh, look at Grinchmeister as well. TK Raptor's he's just watching what's going down in front of him. Lots of close racing going down. Etienne now still fighting it off. He's got 2 hungry drivers behind him.
Position changes.
Oh, look at Grinchmeister. He snuck up the inside of Spammers as well. He's got himself into 5th. Secured, locked down, but Spammers fighting back. TK Raptor, he's trying to make a move.
Well.
He wants to double shot these guys. Is he going to do it? No, he's going to find one position though. Runs it a little bit wide. Still comes back to defend. Nice tight racing coming out from all of these drivers here today. Grinchmeister, he's had a little drive. He's fought back,
so
what, 4 positions now? 3 positions to get to where he is now in 5th.
At the moment, it's all playing into Ulti's hands. TK Raptor's still 2 positions away from where he needs to be to cement the win in the league. Grinchmeister and Etienne all to race for as well. If they can each make up a position, they're fighting for 3rd place in the league at the moment.
Well, I mean, what's crazy there for TK Raptor is he's going up against drivers that have all been racing the full duration of these 8 weeks. Everybody's started to find their footing. I mean, we've just seen amazing driver progression coming out from everybody. And now he's got quite a battle on his hands. I mean, he's trying to flash a couple of lights.
See if he's going to try tucking the inside here.
Oh no, Spammer's going to just hold him off.
Spammer's looks like very squeaky out of the chicane. He might have...
I think he's given it away. I think TK Raptor gets past. So flashing your lights, that works now?
Puts people off, I think. Spammer's having a terrible race. I mean, qualifying 2nd place, now finds himself in 7th. And he's just not bleeding position since the start.
I feel like he's just not been able to have a lap where he hasn't had to be fighting someone, so he hasn't found his rhythm. I mean, everybody else started almost starting to settle in at lap 7. He's just been fighting everyone. We see our first overlap coming in. Hildebrand staggering along there. He's got a bit of damage to his car.
Ulti must have had a moment somewhere. Alan's closed the gap down to half a second. I mean, remember, Alan needs this win to try jump to 3rd position in the league. But Alan still fighting, not interested in settling for anything outside of 3rd. You see Hildebrand at the back there, about to be lapped. Come to Etienne, trying to get past Paul.
Oh, Hildebrand's gone very wide.
He's being lapped in any case. Etienne getting well out of the way of that.
Yeah, well, you always have to be a little bit careful.
Hildebrand's having some lag issues back there. Let's hope it doesn't interfere with the other races.
Unfortunately, tonight we don't have our normal dedicated service set up. We've had a bit of a rough one getting set up here. So if we do see a couple of car driver issues, it's something that we've kind of worked out. Yeah, no, so far it's been great, my side, from just the spectating. So Etienne still wants to try and he still wants to try and take down Paul here. Paul's just one of those drivers to me that's continued to impress me in every race.
He's improved race after race.
I feel like I'm like Oprah Winfrey giving out praise, but everybody that is still here in our 10 places has been putting in time and effort to be here, and it shows off. You see the racing, it gives us closer racing, it's more fun for the viewers, it's just great. I really love where it's become. It's got to.
We've had a fantastic series. The racing has improved race upon racing. I mean, you just remember last week's race, a tight fight all the way to the last corner of the race.
And I feel like if Alan and Ulti can go incident-free, we are going to see another tight race all the way to the end, because both these men have proved that they've got the sustainability.
Hildebrandt's also retired. It's a pity. I mean, he's been on nearly every race. 2 races ago, he had that fantastic pass on pole. So it's a pity to see him finish the league with a DNF.
Yeah, but shout out to Hildebrandt. He's also done very, very well.
Been in every race.
Perhaps too much damage. We saw his car was limping around the track. Maybe just too much to muster with still 22 laps to go. You know, you don't want to, maybe doesn't want to try and fight that thing around.
A lot of racing still to come.
And Paul's actually making up a little bit of speed here up front. We're going to get back on board with Mr. Jan Spammers and then back to Paul. Paul gets a little bit of... Ooh, he's made a little bit of a mistake because Etienne's caught right up. Almost parked his Mercedes in the back of the Ferrari. Now going to slip on that inside line. We've seen him take this line before to make passes. And yeah, going to close it down on Paul. Paul, though, going to hang the slipstream. Not
giving up the fight. Remember, that Ferrari is super fast down a straight.
It is. Etienne, though, is still going to have the inside line, yeah. And looked like he braked much later than Paul. Because that inside line doesn't matter anymore there.
He navigates that corner smartly and keeps himself in third position. Which, but I see he's also got a penalty. Let's have a look there. He's got a 3-second penalty, actually. He needs to get a move on to not make that count against him. He needs a 3rd position in this race or better to jump to 3rd in the league.
Well, I mean, this is going to play into TK Raptor's hands because Etienne dropping back with time penalties, even as things stand here, he's going to drop back 2 positions.
Right up the wing of Grinchmeister. If TK gets past Grinch here, he's done enough to win the league. He needs a 5th or better. So he needs to get past this yellow Ferrari, but we've seen that Grinch is a formidable racer. He's not somebody you just drive past. He's got to find a way past him. To the outside views again. So, gee, the Lamborghini still your favorite car when it comes to looks?
Yeah, I think the Lamborghini has still got something special for me. I must say that I do quite appreciate Jan Spammers' livery on his... Oh, look how beautiful it looks on the Mercedes. It does, and the little...
Some of those reflections the game is so famous for.
Oh, that's true. Look how beautiful. Just admire the reflection stream. We're appreciating the view from on top of Jan Spammers' AMG.
I just want to jump into a fight that's building between...
Oh, Chucky and Camo.
Cameron Null.
Ferrari versus Porsche. And when I say Porsche, I mean Porsche with big Wang Gang. If it was a competition of wings, the Porsche would win.
Yeah, you know where my money would be in this fight.
And I 100% will take you up on backing up Chucky here in the Ferrari. When I first saw Chucky, or first met Chucky, he was racing Trackmania. I think he still dabbles in it every now and then, but was so fast in that.
He's going very wide.
He does. Might have given TK a little bit of an opportunity.
To overtake here.
Oh, very difficult place to overtake. It's even just difficult to keep the power down on the car.
Exit out here. This exit is what's important. This will...
Oh, Jan Spammers is super close. Are both these drivers, were they doing a little bit of light flashing there? Both of them going to keep it on there. Looks like Jan Spammers is going to be...
They're both getting a bit frustrated behind Grinch. They're both quicker than Grinch in my opinion, but Grinch not an easy man to get past. If he decides to beat you, he will beat you.
Yeah, Grinch is also just, he's just improved from our races. So all that happens here, these guys are getting frustrated. They might be quicker, but the guys are not making the mistakes that might have been made earlier on in the series. So they're just locking down their solid driving. So Grinch has a 1 second penalty on TK.
Etienne's got a 3-second penalty. Alan's sitting with a 1-second penalty. All of this playing into TK's hands.
It really does. TK Raptor just needs to... he's going to dive into the pits. Our first pit stop of the night.
I think he's trying to do the same he did
Give
last
himself
week,
some space, He's getting...
Get some space, tries to undercut.
And we've seen how well he drives when he does have clean air. He doesn't fade well when there's someone in front of him. I mean, last week when he had to battle in second for the entire duration of the race against Etienne, you could just see
he's a very driver. He likes clean lines, and if you just position your car in his line, he struggles to get past you. That being said, he is still the most prolific passer in the league.
There's no doubt in my mind that he will climb his way back up. Drops down to 8th, make that 9th. So Chucky going to slide past TK Raptor. First man in the pits, of course. Everybody in front here still going to pit, so those positions will change up again. TK Raptor will probably hunt people down before they pit.
Past Ulti. Ulti must have had an off because he's got a 4-second, almost 5-second gap on Ulti. Where is Ulti? He must have gone wide or spun out a bit to lose all that
A little bit of drifting, perhaps.
We've seen him drift almost every corner on some tracks, so I wouldn't put it faster.
It's amazing to actually see that Alan has come back once again to find himself when he can race, proving he sets the pace here. We don't see Alan making mistakes. So Ulti, we've seen him do this before, right? Where a little bit of pressure spins it off, has to then reclaim what he does. When Alan's here, he wasn't here last week, and I don't think he was in the week before because of server connectivity problems.
I think
but when
Alan
he is here,
raced in the first 3 races.
First 3 races, finished on podiums, and now finishing here in this current position will put him 3rd in the championship overall, and will take home prize money, right?
As it sits now, if Etienne finishes 3rd, but Etienne's got a 3-second penalty.
He's got a 3-second penalty, so he's going to be dropping down 3 positions.
Or if Grinch finishes 4th, but Grinch also has a 1-second penalty. So at the moment, all looks good for Alan to take that 3rd position, having only raced in 4 of the races, which will give you a good idea of what a prolific racer this man is.
If he enters into the race, he gets a podium finish or a win, nothing less. And right now he's just putting on pace
Raptor.
On Ulti. 5 seconds ahead of Ulti. We're on board Raptor once again.
Cameron
Our man that also currently 1st in the championship overall needs to finish 5th or better with Ulti
He's
not
a bit
winning.
Early to give himself this clean air. We'll keep an eye on if he can.
Actually, he can finish 6th here if Ulti doesn't get himself into 1st, right?
I think a 6th position would cement it for him. Ulti, let's just jump to him. Ulti needs a win. There's
no doubts about that. He's on 85 points. TK Raptors is on 101 points. So if Ulti doesn't win, he doesn't get anywhere near TK. TK then
18 points. 18. He could win from 2nd position if TK doesn't finish the race.
Okay, well TK I don't think is not going to be finishing the race. He's already pitted early, got himself some more fuel or a couple of new tires. Currently, 1st man in the pits though, so holding down 8th position. Has passed Camo already. Camo hasn't been in the pits. He did pits, okay. So Camo's also been in the pits. So both those guys have been in the pits.
I think
so
Camo's
things will still shuffle up. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Opium, Einstein, Charles, Tekel. Thanks for popping through and watching the racing. And hopefully this won't be the last of what we see. It's just the end of the GT3 series. And what a battle on our hands we have.
For now, starting on the 9th of September will be our GT5 series, which will be very close racing. Small little cars equally matched, and we're hosting a bunch of smaller tracks, so close racing for lap after lap, I'm sure.
And is that a qualifying series?
Yes, so where you finish in the GT5 series will get you an invite to either the next GT3 or the new GT4 series, so that we can spread the skills a bit more and have more races and more winners.
Okay.
You watch Grinchmaster getting close to pole.
Very
Where
close,
else is
in
anything
fact. He's
happening?
closed it down to less than half a second. And closing the gap down even further.
Raptor, of course, Grinchmeister, of course, the racing on a controller. I think he may be the only guy here tonight racing on a controller. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm hugely impressed with anyone.
It blows my mind
at
that
his
someone
level
can
on
play.
a controller.
It's on a sim racing game that's designed for a wheel and pedals. Races on a controller.
I just want to jump here to Raptor to see. Raptor's not really improving his lap times at the moment. What is his fastest he's done? A 1:57. He's a bit off the pace. Maybe not. Maybe he actually pitted when his strategy was, and he light fueled his car. We'll see how he goes over the next few laps.
Yeah, I must admit he hasn't looked as strong as he's looked in previous sort of races that we've seen him in. He's been hanging back, holding back positions quite often, and
I know
has gone
he
early into
knows.
the pits.
I know he knows where to finish, because he's the guy who told me he needs a 5th position.
Okay, he's done the calculations. Grinch
Yeah,
still
no, he's
looking
well
to try and
aware
make
of
a
what he
move on
needs to
pole
do.
here. Goes for a nice inside angle there,
But
but
that
gonna
outside line might not help him.
No, he's gonna give it back to Pole there. Pole just closing the door on every move that Grinch tries to make here. Does go a little bit wide there.
This might
But
cost
no,
him coming down the straight.
Oh, and runs it wide off that runoff there as well. So I do feel like
Grinch will
Grinch
have
has
to
got a
get
little bit
past him before the next corner, because this is not really a passing corner.
Oh, well, they're going to
go
try and
side
make it
by
a passing
side,
corner.
but I
Oh, he's
think
going to
Grinch
have
has
the
got-
inside. He has.
Oh.
Nice inside pass coming from Grinchmeister here. Paul going to have to back off and give it to him.
Yeah, but
Clean
Paul now
passing.
has this. Paul not getting into that slipstream, but he's got the slipstream coming to the Dunlop curve. Not doing too much for him there, though.
Oh, you see him
Bam
just
is
have to
right behind
recorrect
them,
his...
ready to pounce as well.
Paul made a little mistake in that corner there to recorrect his line, and that did give young spammers a little bit of space there as we see some dust being kicked up from Paul.
Grinch now in 4th position, and he needs 4th position to try and get that 3rd place in the league. Unfortunately for him, Alan's still leading. I think this might, to be honest, if Etienne gets 3rd, Grinch gets 4th, and Alan gets 1st, I think we might have a tie for 3rd place. Not 100% on that math though. Or 3rd place will be decided by 1 point. You watch Paul getting a bit squiggly out of that corner. Paul jumping into the pits.
3rd man for tonight going to be pitting and taking it pretty early. Well, about
Now the
halfway into the
question
race.
is,
Not that early, in fact. We've seen this sort of done.
When does this man come past the pits? If he needs to be able to jump Paul in this pit stop, otherwise he's going to struggle to get back to that 5th position.
TK actually has quite a long way to get to the pits from here. Has Paul actually come to a stop?
Only now stopped.
Okay, no, I think
pits
TK...
in this game takes a long time.
Yeah, I think TK does have a good run here.
Keeping an
He's going
eye
to
on
start
when
coming
that
onto the...
white dot starts moving on the map.
Yeah,
That's
he's going
what
to
will-
come onto the straight now for TK Raptor. Going to get on the
And
power.
Paul starts moving.
Oh, he's going to be
now.
moving very slow. 60 kilometers an hour in the pit lane versus 220 Ks down the straight from TK Raptor.
Managing to get... So now it's all when the other guys pit. I mean, Paul was running with Grinch, with Etienne, with Spammers. So that open air helping TK quite a bit. The jump to Spammers, the only man really making a move at this moment. Trying to catch up to that yellow Ferrari. This Mercedes also quick when you set it up correctly.
Especially on the long little straights that it can get into. It's not the greatest cornering car, is that right?
It can struggle on corners, but this is a fast track. This track likes cars with high top speeds and high downforce. It's one of my favorite tracks, the Nürburgring GP. it's Mercedes' home track, so you kind of feel that the Mercedes is built for this place. But again, it comes down to who sets it up correctly. There's so many settings you can change in project cars, as we see Grinchmeister pitting. Now what's going to be important is to see, I'm going to jump up here to Ulti. Ulti has started catching Alan a little bit. Alan's still with that 1 second penalty. But
I mean, Ulti can see the back of
Alan's
Alan's
and a half behind.
Mercedes in front of him, so the time not really an indicator of just how close they really are on the track.
Raptor must have had a mistake because Pole managed to get past Raptor.
Oh, I'm telling you, Raptor not feeling tonight's race. He's not on the money.
I'm just keeping an eye on when Grinch starts moving in the pits, because Raptor needs to get past Grinch at least to keep his championship lead alive. As Grinch starts moving now it's going to be all up to acceleration, and can this Lamborghini get up to speed before that Ferrari jumps out of the pits?
I feel like once again is going to have the nice run on the straights. Are we going to see him in the shots? Yeah.
Whatever spin Raptor must have had has cost him dearly.
8th position, not enough to really...
Well, 8th now, but there's still a bunch of people ahead of him that need to do pit stops. He's lost out to Grinch, definitely. He's lost out to Paul.
Shout out to Teko for hosting our stream as well. More racing for everyone. Probably not what they were expecting when they went onto the Teko Twitch channel, but we appreciate it.
I see Charles Kleb, Etienne's brother, is on the chat with us again, right?
He is
Etienne,
indeed.
To give him
Etienne having
is doing well.
Yeah, phenomenal race. Still 3rd position. Does have a penalty, but
a 3rd place finish here could see him jump to 3rd place in the league. You see, Chucky getting Paul and TK Raptor getting past Chucky. Chucky hasn't pitted yet, so well out of position for him.
Yeah, because Etienne's actually in 4th there. So if he finishes 3rd in this race,
3rd in this race could jump him, depending on where Grinch finishes. And
there's so many
Alan
dependencies here. I hope that our race organizer, Mr. Gareth, is putting these into theoretical spreadsheets, every possible combination. So when it finishes, we can confirm
the finisher can be
winners.
so complicated. I don't know if Excel has the formulas required to work it out. I mean,
this is also
changing
possible.
corner by corner with penalties being added and guys crashing and spinning out.
It's insane, and we're only on lap 17 of 30. So still
just past the halfway.
A good stretch of racing still to come. I don't even know how long this race has been so far. Probably around 40 minutes.
I think Cameron is going to jump Chucky in the pits here. Chucky in the pits now. Not in his pit box yet. Camo
100% is going to be able to jump Chucky on this pit stop.
We'll bring everyone finishing in the points here, but Camo, I think the first 3 races, no points for him, and since then he's featured in the points every race.
Yeah, he's had 3 top 10 finishes since then, so his standard of racing has improved, and looking to bring home a little more as he gets past Chucky in the pits, as does our race leaders for their start of the 18th lap. Yeah, they're going to overlap him.
Still with that 1 second penalty, so even with the penalty, he's still in the lead of this race. But Ulti has closed down the gap, what was once a 5-second gap. Etienne into the pits. The Spammers jumping, but I don't think Spammers hasn't pitted yet. Ulti hasn't. Alan hasn't. Grinchmeister has pitted, so
I think that Grinch is going to get up to 4th position. Definitely might be able to on this.
Etienne has been in the pits.
Has Etienne been in the pits for a while? Okay, if he has, then Grinch still has a while to go.
If it starts moving before Grinch reaches the last corner.
Grinch is trying to find everything out of his Ferrari. Is it starting
Now
to
he
move?
starts moving.
Starts
out of the
moving.
pits.
Grinch
No,
is getting
yes.
onto the straight. It could be close. It could be close.
This
Grinch
could be
could be
close.
finding 4th position for himself here. Is he going to do it? We don't see both of them in. Oh, Etienne coming out. Gonna get on the power now. And we just see Grinch slide through. Yeah, gets on the brakes.
And this
Etienne.
is good for Grinch. If Grinch
Fantastic
finishes
for
ahead
Grinch.
of Etienne, it almost secures him the 3rd position for the lead. As things stand now, with Allen's 1 second penalty, a 4th place for Grinch should be good enough for 3rd in the league. So we watch Ulti still trying to catch up to that Mercedes of Allen.
I mean, Allen and Paul are also just so close in points. 5th and 6th, only 3 points between the two of them. 2 points between the two of them. Paul currently in 6th.
As Ulti jumps into the pits, Ulti maybe also trying to find some clean air.
Mandatory pit stop coming up. And I think Spam is here.
3rd, but he hasn't pitted yet.
Oh, Spam is actually going to spin it around there. He's
Presents
going to
the
be able
side
to
panels
recover
for
it
us.
pretty... Yeah, going to be able to recover it quickly. Get back
See if
on
he
the
jumps.
power.
No, he doesn't pit. He stays
No,
out for another
he's-
lap.
Yeah, he's going to definitely get the jump on Ulti here. And we'll be seeing him pitting within the next 5 laps, I'm sure.
Spammer still needs to pit, so he's a bit out of position. It's more after he pits where the Grinch manages to jump him. But the bad story at the moment is Raptor over here. Raptor needs a 5th position if Ulti wins this race, and so far Ulti doing everything right to take that win, given Allen's penalty. But Raptor really needs to jump at least 2 positions to secure that 1,500 Rand prize in the league.
1,500 Rand up for grabs for the 1st place. And currently TK Raptor leading that championship. And going to be thinking about what he can do with those bucks. So I'm pretty sure he's hungry and looking to chase down anybody in front of him. We know that he is capable of doing these things. We've seen him do it countless times throughout this series. Right now, not looking as comfortable as perhaps we would want to see him. But
like I said,
still
he did the math himself.
laps
maybe,
to find out.
Maybe the frustration of not being in 5th is driving him to push a bit too hard, making too many mistakes. I'd suggest he slows down a bit, puts in 3 or 4 consistent lap times so that he can push for those last 5-6 laps of the race. As Allen jumps into the pits, it's now going to be important to see where Ulti is when Allen starts moving.
Ulti quite far away from where everybody else
Allen
sort of started
hasn't
out
stopped.
there.
Allen
He
hasn't
hasn't-
stopped in his pit box.
Okay, he hasn't stopped quite yet. I think Ulti's still on a good line
is
here
going
to come out in
close
front.
as
It is going to
Allen
be close.
stops.
It's going to be the
Now.
same as what we've seen on the previous laps.
This will also be a close exit.
Yeah, bar Ulti not making any mistakes. I feel
Just waiting to see if Allen's dot starts
Pace-wise.
moving. Spammers also goes into the pits. When does Allen start moving? Now.
okay. No, I think
This is
Ulti
going to be
is
very
going to be
close.
very close. Ulti going to get on the power early, milking
Stay
the
with
Audi
the
for all that it's got.
interior view here so we can see where is that.
Oh, we
There
see
is
him.
Allen. Allen must have put in some quick laps because he's actually extended the lead he had through that pit stop.
He has absolutely phenomenal racing coming out from Allen. This man just he does blow my mind when he does feature here because he's just so consistent and so quick. Ulti's
Also,
fast, but not as
a man that-
consistent.
Allen, a guy that for years raced on a controller, only recently bought himself a steering wheel rig. I mean, he was unbeatable on a controller, and the steering wheel has just made it even more impossible.
Yeah,
See
giving
TK
himself
still
all the
sitting in
tools that he
that
needs,
7th.
and right now putting them to phenomenal use. I thought that Ulti might have had a run there coming down that start straight.
Allen also has that 1 second penalty that he has to worry about. So he can't.
Well, right now, 2.3 3 seconds ahead of Ulti. He's aware, and he's making provision.
Ulti close the gap before.
Oh no, for sure. If anyone is capable of doing it here, he is one of them. Our other man, Etienne, also capable of closing down people he sees in front of him, as well as defending.
The timing board is telling me that Etienne is slowly closing the gap to Grinch. Little bits here and there per corner.
Also, that's another beautiful livery. I feel like the Mercedes drivers all they win best livery team award. Everybody rocking the Mercedes has the nominal choice according to GMAX. It's an important stat and an important accolade. I hope people wear it with pride.
You see where Grinch sitting in. Spam has lost out heavily in his pit stop. It dropped him from 3rd to 5th.
To 5th position, yeah. Spammers.
But this has put Grinch. Oh, these two are ahead of you. They're fighting with Alan.
Grinch and Etienne are fighting for 3rd overall. Yeah.
Against Alan, and if Alan finishes where he is now, if Alan wins, but Grinch gets 3rd, Grinch still manages to secure 3rd in the league.
To keep 3rd overall.
But we'll have to see that, the 3 that we're talking about are also the only 3 guys with penalties against them.
That's actually pretty. That's actually pretty funny. That our 3rd place runnings are all the 3 guys highlighted red in top left of the screen. So it's not. It's not planned, but it's just fate. Yeah, definitely trying to find the margins for error on the track. What will be allowed? Track limits will be exploited a little bit, and we do see Etienne go quite wide. Almost took out a little bit of a signboard there, but okay, it wasn't quite close to a signboard. Had to make it sound a little bit more dramatic than it was. He is catching right up to Grinch.
Into the Dunlop curve, into the
and you can just see how much that punishes you with carrying speed, and Grinch all over the place, going to drop a tire as well, and just doesn't have the speed. Yeah, Etienne's had a much faster line. He is going to hold that inside line, make a pass on Grinchmeister, get himself into 3rd place. And is that now enough for Etienne to get 3rd?
As long as Alan is in the lead, I think
yes.
Etienne needs a 3rd, Grinch needs a 4th. So they're in the right positions, but they both have big penalties against their names.
And this is where it could come back to bite.
3-second penalty, yeah.
Charles is saying to his brother, "Come on, Etienne, get that 3rd position. I'm thirsty." So all the fans, all the supports. Etienne has the most fans, that's for sure.
It's 600 Rand for that 3rd position, and I'm sure many a beer can be bought with such riches. Grinch is not giving up. He's tucking himself in behind that Mercedes of Etienne. Closest guys on the track at the moment. We've got Ulti maintaining the gap he had to Alan, which good for Alan and good for TK Raptor. TK Raptor not managing to get past.
TK Raptor is not having a good race. He's still behind pole. He's 1.3 seconds, in fact, behind him. So not a lot. Can always see the back of him.
If he finishes in 7th, that'll give him a total of 107 points.
Okay.
If Ulti finishes in 2nd position, that'll jump him to 103. If he finishes first will give him 110. So first place
for Ulti here puts him into 1st in the championship, with TK Raptor staying in 7th. Ulti is currently in 2nd. Is not good enough. So TK Raptor, where he finishes here currently with where Ulti stands, will win the championship. What?
Ulti is a 2nd behind a man that has a 1-second penalty, so it's all about Alan now. Alan can win or lose this for Raptor. Alan's still putting in those consistent laps. He's such a clean racer. You never see him put a foot wrong. You never see him.
That's what I'm saying. He's just absolutely beautiful to watch. Like, I would love to. We need to do one onboard lap here with Alan, please. Just on his roof with the reflections.
Before we do that, I think Raptor may have heard us because he's caught all the way up to the back of pole again.
Maybe his calculations weren't right. He's got the stream audio on, and he's heard what needs to be done.
Another race.
Grinchmeister's looking for Etienne now.
Right back.
Grinch doesn't stop. He keeps. If he drops a place, he fights back, and this is still just the back end of that. So even, like 12 corners later, still hanging and nagging the back of Etienne's car. You see LT in the same shot there as Alan. The gap down to 1.8 seconds. So just sub 2 seconds now, which is quite close considering it was up to 5 seconds after a little spin earlier on. But not good enough to take the championship, so he needs to find an extra gear, in fact, in that Audi.
Yeah, that Audi, like I say, maybe not the best car for this track. I mean, this is a high-speed track. This thing is built for the likes of the Mercedes and the Ferrari.
And even the Lamborghini, I feel, could be faster.
That Lamborghini is a quick car, but it's so difficult to set up. Speaking of which, let's see as Raptor having a look in the inside of pole here, but not really a passing place.
No, pole does go quite wide, give TK a lot of room.
It's all about the exit on this corner. This is the long straight heading down towards the Dunlop curve. I mean, this is heading up to the Schumacher S's.
Ooh, nice line from TK Raptor. Look at that. Comes in, dives it. Ooh, a little bit of touching.
Nonsense. I was talking absolute nonsense about where we were on the track. But Raptor getting into 6th position. Let me just give us an update. What 6 will bring him. 6 will take him up to 109 points, which still is not good enough if Ulti wins this race. Raptor needs that 5th position, and Spammers is about 5 seconds up the road from him. So he needs...
Oh, TK Raptor goes for a spin and now going to allow Paul to get his position back. That's big for TK Raptor. Starting to look a little bit settled. Chucks it away. A big spin and critical moment. Down to 7th again. Is still close to Paul, but has been in this position before. Looking like he wants to try and do something, but now just showing frustration.
Frustration getting the better of him there. Thinking you can get past where there's no passing there. Jump to the other fight we've got going. Grinch still trying to get past Etienne as Etienne goes a little bit drifty into that corner. That's
Etienne, the great defender is the nickname for this gentleman. He fought off TK Raptor for 20 odd laps.
The whole race, yeah. Speaking of Raptor, still trying to get past, again trying to get past Pole. Ulti's got that gap down to 1.4 seconds, still 0.4 of a second away from the theoretical win.
I'm not sure if there's just certain sections of this track where Ulti just loses speed, because I do see a drop to that and then get all the way back up to sort of 1.92 as Alan seems to find mysterious sort of time. Look, it hasn't, sorry. I thought this was the time it was going to start as I was speaking about it, and we could have destroyed Caster's Curse, but TK Raptor makes another move in the same position, but looks like Paul not going to be able to defend it.
Nonetheless.
Yes, going to be happy that he's managed to find it again, and will he be able to stick it this time around as they come up to the same
5-second gap to Spammers, which he really needs to close to secure the league victory.
They're coming up to the same place that TK Raptor made that mistake before Paul.
Stay with
Look, a little bit. I think Paul a little bit just sort of off the mark there. TK Raptor, you saw sort of locking up his tires and coming into that corner, not looking 100% confident. But Paul also seems to have just dropped back a tiny bit. Oh, TK Raptor getting very drifty. I don't know if his tire wears has not worked out for him. He's driven the race too hard, but his car's looking very slippery.
That Lamborghini is a twitchy car to drive, and this is a
but I mean, it feels more twitchy than we've seen it be in its twitchy states.
Okay, this is a precision track. You have to have a car that's got confidence, and I've never had that confidence in the Lamborghini, to be honest. Come to our other fights still happening.
Etienne, the great defender, lives up to his name still, holding back the yellow Ferrari of Grinchmeister. Grinchmeister holding down fourth. So both of them,
penalties.
they do both have big penalties. 3 seconds.
And 1
well,
seconds respectively.
yeah.
This
So
playing into Grinch's hands. A third place finish for Grinch might secure him the third
championship.
place in the league.
Shout out to Aim Zone. How you doing, brother? Our man that's watched every single race so far has returned. And with still 5 laps to go before the end, and you're in for an interesting race because everybody here fighting for points. That's what we were discussing now.
The third place finish for Grinch will get him third in the league by 3 points, even if Alan wins. So, and he's in 4th position now, but Etienne in front of him's got a 3-second penalty. So he would maybe
provided he
consider just
keeps
following
this.
Etienne.
Yeah, provided he keeps this gap where it is now. Etienne will finish
manages
behind
to
him.
catch up to within a second, it ruins all their plans. So Spammers over here, he's about 5 seconds down the road from them. If he can catch up another 4 seconds, where will that put him?
Look at Ulti's gap. He's just on the back of Alan right now. Closed it down to less than half a second. This man hungry for that championship money.
He needs this win.
If he takes he does. If he takes this win now with TK Raptor still in 6th position, Ulti walks away with victory in the championship. Will leapfrog TK Raptor's first place.
Hey, we've got 4 laps left. TK's got a 6-second gap now, 7-second gap to Young Spammers.
Yeah, he's got a long way to try and find 5th. So, Alan, looking like a little bit of a lock-up there. Ulti, very, very close here. Going to get into the slipstream for a little bit, then find himself some clean air as he sets up for the inside. Ulti might have possibly found himself the lead. Alan wants to tuck behind Ulti now. Wants to try and make a move as early as he can. Capitalize on all the speed that he's got on this straight from behind that Audi. He is going to go very wide.
Corner. Maybe cut in.
I think he might try. He's gone too hard. He's going to get on the brakes, lock it up. Ulti still manages to hold on to first and currently puts himself first in the championship if he holds on to this for the remainder of these 3 laps.
And Raptor doesn't get up to 5th. The
Raptor has to make up 5 seconds, as you were saying before. I mean, he's far behind. 3 laps and hasn't been putting in the lap times that have indicated that he can make that kind of time up in this amount of space. But
Meister just got past Etienne, so
he did. The what did we call him? The great defender has been undefended. Or is Grinchmeister just the great passer?
We would have seen that if that was true earlier in the league, I think. But this, as things stand now, this will secure that 3rd position in the league for Grinchmeister, netting him 600 rands to...
Oh, but Etienne on the inside here. Well, look at the speed coming out from that Mercedes as well. It's got the legs, but not going to have the inside line. Grinch going to hold on to that. But Etienne looking very, very fast here. I don't feel like this is going to be the end of the battle at all, as I say that they start again.
Too wide through here?
No, they're not. Etienne electing to dive back behind Grinch. Save the race for both of them. If both of them crash out here, that plays into Alan's hands. So these guys playing with danger. We see Grinch getting a little bit squiggly, but manages to recover it. And now Etienne still just hunting down Alan. Little gap here.
Wide, but Ulti's not been able to pull away from Alan.
Not a big gap, but closer than what we saw before. We basically had the reflection of the Audi in that Mercedes badge at a stage. He was sucking the exhaust fumes in through that air intake. And now there's a little bit of air between them. But not a lot.
Not a lot. But Alan needs more than a second ahead of Ulti to win. I mean, he's got that penalty against him, which always comes in at the end.
We have 2 laps to go.
I just want to jump quickly to the most important race on the track. Chucky versus Cameron. Cameron currently leading in that Porsche for the commentators' picks.
This is purely a race for pride of commentators. Chucky versus Camo. Currently Camo representing Spandex Cobra, Chucky representing G-Max, and it feels like Chucky needs to cut some corners for me there. Oh, Alan is so close to Ulti though.
All the way up to Ulti.
I'm telling you, there's sections here where this Mercedes must just be unstoppable because those gaps get smaller and smaller and smaller.
Ulti early on the brakes there, maybe putting Alan off a little bit. Let's see how this Mercedes comes out of this onto the straight.
As you mentioned, I don't feel like that Audi is super fast around here, but Ulti managing to wrestle himself into a position to earn some moolahs. TK Raptor still a little bit off the pace.
Is he? Wait. 6 second gap.
6 second gap, correct. I was going to say it's dropped even more. Ulti still inside line.
Very defensive into that corner.
Yeah, but sacrifices a little bit of speed there because Alan now with a run on the straight. Are we going to see?
We know how fast that Mercedes can
be. Are we going to see it? Alan has. Ulti going to have the inside line here. We saw Alan run it very wide earlier. Ulti's still going to hold on, but look at Alan's speed. He's carrying so much of it and still going to have that inside line coming through the next 2 corners. And if Ulti can stay side by side there, he's going to then be advantage on the inside. And I think Ulti has managed to do just that. Going to cut back inside. Well, right now, they're both going to have a good run. Alan going to have the benefit of that slipstream coming into it. Not the corner you want to be passing.
Place here.
But these 2 men will do it.
Of this next
20, lap 29 of 30 for the final race.
This is a good exit here.
This is a battle for first and second with 2 men that aren't even concerned with first and second. Well, one of them is Ulti. But Alan has absolutely nothing to do with this. But if he takes first place, he secures the victory for TK Raptor.
He could get 3rd place for himself in the
3rd
league,
place for himself.
On how penalties still play out.
And 1st place for TK Raptor. So everything's super close. But as things stand now with Ulti in the lead, he will be our championship winner if he can hold on to it for the remainder of this race.
A lap and a bit left to do it.
Well, things have gotten closer before. We do see the commentators' battle going to take place in the same screenshot as the championship battle. Can you believe this?
8 races in and we finally get to see the most important races at the same time.
Absolutely. We see Alan kicking up a little bit of curb there. The suspension of the Mercedes handles it well though. Still very wide and not looking as fast as he has looked on the straight. On board with Alan now as both competitors cross that starts-finish line to begin the last lap of his championship series.
There's races all over this. We've got this race for 1st and 2nd, 3rd and 4th.
We've got Grinchmeister versus Etienne.
Of each other as well.
Etienne still needs to hunt down the man that troubled him for so long and then managed to pass.
Jan Spammers is maybe with him. He might be close enough to bother both of them, both Grinch and Etienne, with their penalties.
But back to Alan. Ulti's actually getting slowed down by Camo in front here. And this is going to play into Alan's hands as much as it could. Doesn't have all the corners in the world to work with. Halfway through the circuits, we have seen Camo be difficult.
Very reluctant to yield to blue flags.
You say reluctant, I say sometimes difficult. And right now, the championship is on the line. Camo is going to cause a bit of a problem here. Ulti is going to get forced out of 1st position into 2nd.
I'm sure Ulti's going to be on the radio shouting at the admins to have a look at that.
That will be looked at for sure. Can you believe it? Alan slips his way through. Alan does have the penalty. So Ulti just needs to hold on as close as he can here or make the pass if necessary, but as things stand, even in this position for both these drivers, Ulti has what it takes to get himself into that first position. TK Raptor still in sixth.
Ulti not going to give up. He wants that metaphorical or that actual on-track win as much as he wants this league win.
Yeah, Ulti going to fight for everything now. Both drivers on the verge of making mistakes at this stage of the race.
Going on the inside.
We've seen him use this line before, but look how fast Alan is. Both of them clash on the fronts, and this is going to be super close. Race complete. Did Ulti take the victory on the straight there? Camo, Ulti on the line.
The commentator race as we jump to.
Or does he take it on the penalty? Here. I'm actually just, that was such an insane finish. I wish we had a replay system to recap it. I need to know those finishings.
Might have done just enough to secure third place in the league for himself above Alan, even with Alan.
Alan will be so close behind.
I think Grinch might have taken that third position in the league by 2 or 3 points.
Wow.
To watch Raptor come through for 6. He needed 5th to win. We watch as everybody finishes.
And that so concludes the final race on Nürburgring GP. So, I mean, it's been a quick rundown. Ulti in first, Alan getting that second position, Grinch in third, Spammers 4th, Etienne 5th, TK Raptors 6th, Paul 7th, Cameron Null 8th, 9th Chucky, and 10th Opium RSA. I think all I want to say to everybody who viewed the race, all our competitors, thank you so much for doing so. It's been an awesome experience to cast this. I've had so much fun doing all the racing stuff, and at the same time we're gonna have to confirm all the final standings, so make sure to follow Dominus Gaming on Twitter, because that's where I'm pretty sure they're gonna do the announcement for the updated championship
preliminary results. I can tell you that Ulti would have won the league, Raptor in second and Grinchmeister in third. But the admins will still have to look at the replays afterwards to see if
that finish was so insane. Like, I can't get over how close it was. That little incident with Camo for Ulti, then crossing the line. I mean, just a phenomenal race overall. I think, Eddie, we're going to be back for a GT5 series for sure.
Yes.
Is that on a Saturday? Is it a Saturday? We did a Saturday race.
For now, we're looking at Sundays, just to help people out with connection issues. But in the coming week, all those announcements will be made. First race for now would be the 9th of September.
Okay.
So keep an eye out for that. And what's it? Dominus Gaming on Twitter and
at Dominus Gaming SA on Twitter. At Spandex Cobra.
Spandex Cobra for myself. Gmax, what are you on Twitter?
At ZA_Gmax, or as you guys can see on Twitch, twitch.tv/Gmax. We'll be doing more racing, we'll be doing more streams, more racing stuff, more cars. I'm going to Festival of Motorsport at Kailami this weekend, so pretty sure there's going to be lots of pictures. Going to be meeting Mr. Ulti there as well, so be able to congratulate him for his little...
Max from Dominus Gaming, thank you very much for helping us with streaming these races. We appreciate it a lot, and we hope we can stream many more races with you.
Yeah, dude, it's been fun. I've really loved it, so we'll definitely be doing more stuff. And hopefully Dominus Gaming also going to let Gmax do some drifting. Might not be a competition, I'll just do drifting. You guys can commentate on it. How does that sound?
I'd love to commentate on some drifting. Okay, Gmax, that's good night from me, and thank you for the last 8 weeks of good racing.
Yeah, it's great. So until we see you guys again, we'll keep safe, drive safe, practice hard, enter everywhere. Wherever you see Dominus Gaming, prize money up for grabs. We're going to make this thing great. We're going to make esports great again, as Tekkel would say. So yeah, until then, goodbye.